Hi, hello all, good evening. Let me unmute you all. Yeah, hello all, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, hi sir. Good evening, sir.
Hi, sir. Yeah, hi.
Good evening. Yeah, so let us continue today's part. So yesterday we just seen that theoretically some topics actually. Okay, so now let us continue. So today we are going to start now with some basic Azure discussion. Then we will see SQL part. As I told, 70% of the things we will discuss in the SQL side. Okay. So I know that there are many people who are completely new to this cloud environment. Okay. So that's what, as I promised, we are going to see everything from the scratch. We will see everything. We will start everything as a layman. Then we will deep dive as an expert actually. So that's what. Now let us see what is cloud. Okay. So this is what trending word, not just now. Okay. It is happening from this word is familiar from last 10 years actually. So tell me, what is cloud? What is your meaning for the cloud simply?
Cloud is a storage platform.
Okay, storage platform. Okay. What is your understanding in the cloud?
We can access from anywhere with internet.
Okay.
It's kind of a resource provider. Whatever resource we require, we just pay and consume it.
Yes, exactly. So see here, simple as a whatever you told, everything is somehow it is related. So simple. Instead of you are maintaining everything, there is somebody to maintain on behalf of you actually. So there is a regular example I used to share with the students for understanding betterly actually. So for example, if you take if suppose if you have any function at your home, so there is a function is happening, you need to arrange the food for 500 people. Okay. So what are the different options for the food actually, especially for the food? What are the different options? So one option is actually preparing food at your home. That is the one option. So that means if you are preparing food at your home, whatever is required for preparation, everything you have to arrange on your own. Is it or not? So simply like, for example, you need to arrange the grocery, whatever is required for that, all the items you need to bring. So you need to arrange the gas, you need to arrange the cook. Okay. So you need to arrange the water. You have to take care everything. Then all the assistance you have to provide. Then finally food is prepared so that you are going to serve. So that is what the first option. So which is happening at your home, you have to take every headache actually. So that's all simple. Now what is another option actually is you can provide, you can give it to the catering people actually. So for 500 people, so and once again if you see catering people can able to cook, assume that for example 200 plus dishes they are able to cook, 200 items, 200 plus items they are able to cook. But you don't need to take all the items. Suppose you have a menu, what you want to offer to the people actually guess. So for example, around 20 items you have actually in your mind. So all those 20 items you can select from their menu card. Okay, whatever is the catering people. So you can tell that what is the quantity, what is the quality, and what time and how you want to tell. So everything you can tell them. So they are going to prepare on behalf of you and then giving it to you actually. So your task is what here? Just selecting the items, giving the order simply you can say, right? And make the payment, pay as you go. So how much you ordered, how quality you ordered, accordingly you have to just pay. That's all. And this is happening somewhere else actually, not in your home. So you don't have any headache of preparing that in your home. Actually, you just enjoy the function. Then by the time food offer, they will bring it to your place, and then you can serve it actually. That's all. But keep in mind, somewhere else that is happening, not in your premises. Simply you can say not in your premises it is happening. So that's what actually even here also you can take the same example as a layman if you want to understand. So earlier days, for example, you have some business, for example. So that business related, software related, if anything you want to maintain, so data you want to maintain, and you want to take the orders, whatever your business model or whatever your business type. So software side, what is required? So you are going to have some building, right? So in your building, you are going to arrange whatever is required, hardware devices, whatever is required, and whatever software is required, whatever networking is required, whatever people are required for managing all these things, whatever space is required, and along with this, whatever all the required things you are going to manage in your own buildings, and you are going to take care of everything, power and all, whatever simply is required to maintain your business in online. You are going to you are going to arrange required software, hardware, and other things in your building actually. That means in your premises. That's what on premise you are going to do. So that is the one thing. Suppose if any problem is occurred, then what is the thing you have to do? So if any problem is occurred, okay. Just sorry for delay. Yeah. So here, these are all things you are going to maintain actually. If anything is lacking, your work is disturbing. Simply you can say. So what is another option? So this is what, like you are preparing a food at your home. Okay. Now this is what you can say cloud. That's all. So nothing you need to prepare, nothing you need to install software wise, hardware wise, networking wise. Okay. So you can prepare the environment for your purpose, whatever is required for you actually. So that's all. So cloud is capable to provide many services. Like how this catering people is able to cook this many items. So they are also providing many resources or many services actually. For what purpose you want to use cloud? For example, in our case, data migration you want to do. Okay. So data migration you want to do. For data migration, what services are required? Only those services you are using. You are creating them and you are using them. How much you are using them, that much you are going to pay to the cloud people actually. So who are the cloud providers? So for example, so whatever we have, Azure is one cloud provider, AWS, so Google, uh, GCP. So like that, many are there, but these three are many well-known names. And this is what we are going to see. So that's all. As a layman, just try to understand, instead of preparing everything at your premises, you are making it possible somewhere else actually. But keep in mind, why I stressed here also, instead of preparing this food, keep in mind somewhere else cooking is happening on behalf of you. So here also somewhere else, all the softwares, hardwares are working on behalf of you. That also you keep in mind. So with that, what we discussed here, let us just try to see in the Azure portal also. So let me just introduce you the portal, Azure portal today. Then we will see the remaining time SQL. So hope you are able to see the Chrome browser. So here if you see, so no, as I told you, no need to create the account. So just this week, I'm just showing the portal only. That's all. I'm not going to talk anything much. Whatever is required for data engineering, general things I'm talking here. So see here, This is what the home page of the Microsoft Azure dashboard. Okay. Here you can see here Azure services. These are all the recently used services. And these are all the recently created services which I used. I have many resources which I created. So these are the recently used ones. Now leave this part. This is not at all. Now this is not required now actually. Come here to the more services. Okay. So how to create this account? How you will come to this portal? That's what not now. Next week we are going to see. Okay. If you click on more services, let us try to relate what we discussed here actually. So come here, see. So have a look. Here also in the catering also 200 plus items means they are going to have these 200 plus items in a category wise. Category wise means what? What are the starters? What are the juices? What are the biryanis? What are the curries? What are the veg items? What are the non-veg items? What are the Chinese items? So like that you have category wise. Under that category and different items will be there. Is it or not? So exactly here also you came to the all services of the Azure. How many services or resources Azure is able to provide you? So you can say, sorry, AI plus machine learning related. Have a look. These are all the different services. Come down analytics related. See our data factory is coming under analytics services. So see Databricks is also here. So data lake storage also here. So like that, some of them you can see Synapse is also here. And then if you see the compute related, these are all the different services providing by the Azure. And so like that containers you can see here. And the databases you can see here our database is there, SQL database you can see here. Okay. So like that DevOps related, what are all things it is providing. So these are all like different dishes offering by the catering people. These are all different services offering by the Azure cloud actually. So if they are able to cook 200 items, you no need to take all the 200 items for your party. So what is required, those only you are going to order. So for our task, in our case, it is data engineering. For somebody, maybe it is a web development. For somebody, it may be some other task. As per their task, as per their requirement, required services you can create, you can use them. How much you are using, that much only you are going to pay. So how much quality, quantity you told, accordingly only you are going to pay to these people. So that's all the cloud. Okay. So these are all the different services providing by the Azure cloud. Simply. You can call as a service, you can call as a resource like Azure Data Factory. So it is one resource. Okay. So whatever is here, Databricks is one resource. Okay. So that's what simply first of all cloud meaning and Azure cloud, how it is portal wise, home page wise, we just seen that. Okay. So if you come to the home page, so this is what, and see the more services, all the services, what it is providing, you can see it and you can search it whenever you want to create any resource. That's what we are going to see in the upcoming classes. Okay, you don't need to be hurry about all these things. Just have a look. That's more than enough. Okay. So this is what the cloud. Before going to see the next part, any doubts, any confusions here? Okay. Okay, so now let us continue the next part. So hope it is clear, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So as I told you, always
Yes.
response is matter.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So now let us continue to the SQL part especially. So hope yesterday we seen this EMP table. Let us come to the SSMS also. Let me share that screen. So this is my SQL server. So Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, SSMS. So hope you all guys created this. So today onwards, if you are completely new, please try to start the practicing SQL part actually. Okay. So slow feeding will happen. So every day, please try to do your part, do the hands-on. Easily, you will achieve the big things. Okay. So in the SQL, as I told you, this is the EMP table. Okay. So in the EMP table, 8 columns are there. You can have look EMP number, ename, job, MGR, hire date, sal, commission, and DEPT number. So these column names we are going to use very extensively throughout the course in many places actually. 14 records are there. Why this table we selected? This is not just a random data. So this is well organized, well engineered data so that any type of scenario you can identify in this actually corresponding data actually. Okay. So that's why this is very good one to understand the concepts betterly. Okay. So let us see first of all select syntax with the minimum mandatory commands. That's what we seen yesterday. Select from. So select command from command and you can mention the column names, table names. To see the entire table data, you can mention star instead of typing the column name separately so that from that table, all the data is going to come. So that's what it is coming. So better let us go to the portal. Okay. Yeah. So come here. So let me take here, select star from EMP. So you can see. So here take a new query if you want to type, if you want to practice the scripts. Okay. So click on new query and you can write down. Okay. So click whatever query we written. So always better maintain like this actually. Select a command in separate line, from command is in separate line, so that you are going to have a better visibility. You will feel that over a time in our discussions itself. So click on execute. So you can see here there are total, let me just remove unnecessary things. For some other reason, I inserted 2 extra records, delete. So total 14 records, whatever we seen here, same thing actually. Whatever we seen here, same 14 records here we have. Okay. So now here we need to understand star. Then another thing is in the select clause, you can mention column names, EMP number, ename. You don't need to take all the columns all the times actually. So job I taken, sal I taken means salary, and then DEPT number I take from EMP table. So what is going to happen? Only those columns are coming in the output. Have a look. So whatever required columns, you can take them. You can make any order actually. So for example, you don't need to take same order, DEPT number I taken first. So now you can say I'm executing both. Whenever you have multiple queries, if you run directly, all are going to execute like this. If you want to execute anything separately, you select it and then execute. So now you can see the first query is star. So all the columns, entire data is there here. Then second query is only 5 columns. So 5 columns are here, 14 records are there. Here also 14 records, but all columns exist here. Here all columns not exist. Okay. So that is what first of all simple discussion. In the select class, how you can mention the columns actually. Okay. So that's what simple thing. Whatever columns you taken here, only that data we have. So now your participation is very important in the upcoming discussion. So now you can see here. Am I audible clearly to one of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, thank you. Now the select statement, if you take, okay, there is a keyword called distinct. Very, very importantly, very, very extensively, you will use in your real time also. Okay. So what does it mean? Just try to understand. Nothing is there as name implies. Everything like it is like a English language actually. Okay. Distinct statement is used to return only distinct values. That's all. So that means what? It eliminates duplicate values. How and all? You can see here. How you can use it. First of all, select distinct and different column names, table name. Okay. So better let us try to see it here actually. So we are going to see distinct keyword. Okay. So always keep the data in front of you. Select star from EMP. Okay. Now try to answer clearly. Say here, as we discussed earlier, I'm going to take only department number. See here, department number. So in the select clause, I'm taking only department number from EMP. So now if I run this one, what will happen? How many records it will return? Come on. If I run only this query, how many records it will run? Right now, entire
14.
data
14.
14.
14.
14 only.
Only DEPT number means 14 records it will return. Yes, exactly. It is written. You can see 10, 20, 30, 20, 30, 10, 20 like that. 10, 20, 30 are repeated. Have a look. That means 20 here and here duplicate like that. You can observe that. So now what we are doing is select. You are going to take the distinct keyword. Okay. Distinct. After the distinct, add the column name DEPT number from EMP table. Now you see what is going to happen. So in this column, meaning is always in this column, if any repeated values are there, you eliminate them. So only distinct values, 20 one time it will take, 30 one time it will take, 10 one time it will take. There is no other value, right? So those three will come in the output. Have a look. See? So by applying distinct command in that column, finally in that column, repeated values are eliminated, distinct value only coming in the output. That's what you have to keep in the mind. So you can see both the things at a time. See, first query, entire DEPT number 14 records, but second query after applying distinct, like that it is coming. Okay. So that's what my side. Now, whatever queries I am writing, so you try to answer you try to tell me how the output is coming. Okay. Now you can see. So here have a look. For example, if you take the job column. In the job column, if you observe that, that means their designation you can take. One is clerk, one is salesman, one is manager, and another one is analyst, one is president. So different um, types of jobs are there. So have a look here. Distinct job type I am taking here from me. So you try to see here how the outputs are coming. First output DEPT number 3 and second output 5 records are there because 5 different roles are there in the job. So that's all. So if somebody asks you that how many types of jobs are there in what are all different types of jobs in your organization? So you should not tell entire 14 records. So just apply distinct to that particular column. It will give you like this. So now what we are doing is keep this data in front of you, entire table data, then try to answer whatever I am writing query here. So here select DEPT number, comma job. I am taking here from EM. So let us take only this query output, this one. Now, same query I am taking, but after this thing, multiple columns we are taking actually. Have a look. So what is the difference? It is exactly like previous. Okay, without distinct, with distinct, but multiple columns are there. More than one column is there. Now, how it will apply the distinct on these columns actually? Come on, tell me. Think carefully. Don't be hurry to answer. But whether it is right or wrong, you tell your answer.
Combinations, distinct combination it will take.
Distinct.
Combinations it will take.
Okay. Any other answer or any? What is others answer?
Distinct.
Right or wrong? Always feel free to participate.
Yes.
Hmm?
It will take a unique combination of department number and job.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, now simple. Nothing is there here. See here, see, that's what the basic is always matter. Okay. See, always, whatever in your career also, any technology you take, any subject you take, understanding the basics is very, very important. Then advanced things. Advanced, remember always that advanced things on top of the basics only. So if you take any top company interviews, okay, when they go to the campuses of IIT, NIT, they will ask only basics actually, first of all. 70% of the interview will go in the basics only. They will test like anything in the basics, that's all. What we discussed here, that is the applicable even here also. Distinct, repeated values, what you have under this column. Here also repeated values, not with the individual columns actually. People will confuse. Combination of both. What does it mean? Here you can see 20 clerk. So that is one combination. Is there anywhere else 20 clerk? Yes, here. So now this is repeated. So this is duplicate. So it will eliminate this particular row. So like that you can see 30 salesman. So 30 salesman is there. So this is combination. That combination here is there, here is there. So these two are going to eliminate. So that's what you can see. What is the output here? See, if you see under individual column, values might be repeated. You should not see like that when multiple columns are there. Don't see under individual column. Okay, even under job column also, manager is repeated, clerk is repeated. Okay, so combination you have to take 10 clerk combination. If you see, nowhere else exists, nowhere else in the remaining 8 columns, 8 records. So like the 10 manager never repeated, 30 clerk never repeated. So that's what the distinct command is working actually. Okay, so any confusion here? Hello.
No, sir.
No.
No.
No, sir.
Yeah. So that's what, first of all, distinct command. So that is what here also we taken some examples. If you take the job, different types of jobs came. Then if you take multiple columns, then this is what the output. Okay. Just 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. So that is what the distinct keyword in the discussion. Okay. Hope it is clear. Now let us see another one similarly. So we seen the 6 clauses, select clause, from clause. Then we have where clause, group by clause, order by clause, all these things actually. So to discuss the group by clause, first of all, we need to complete the aggregate functions actually. So just 1 minute, let me take that one first. Yeah. So where clause we are going to discuss tomorrow separately. So let us try tomorrow or day after tomorrow, accordingly we'll go. So aggregate functions, let us try to discuss. Okay. Very, very important one. So if you take any interview, whether you are a data engineer or database developer, data science or machine learning, anybody, whoever attached to the data domain, without a question from aggregate functions and group by, there is no interview. Such an important topic. So if you are completely new, no worries, understand it from the scratch. If you know already, try to understand more betterly. Okay. So what is aggregate functions here? So nothing is there actually. We are going to have some function here. Okay. There is some function. You are passing as a input. So you can see you are passing as a input some set of values. So some set of values, for example, 5, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So some set of values you are passing here, set of values as an input. Always you are getting output one value actually. So only one value you will get in the output. Okay, that's all. That's what aggregation is going to happen on your data. It's going to combine. Something is providing based on the function you use. So that's what actually these aggregate functions very frequently, not frequently, whenever you use this, you are going to use the aggregate functions in the select clause. If you have group by and having, you are going to use them in the select clause. That's all. So following are the very frequently used aggregate functions. And now this is the basic now we are seeing. In the later discussion in the mid of the training, we are going to see the window functions also somehow related to the aggregate functions. That is also going to make you pro in your career actually. So sum is one of the aggregate function. So very simple, take the values here. Again, another set I am taking here. Simple numbers I am taking. Okay. So input if you take sum. So very simple, sum of all these values, that's all. So that means what actually 7, 9, 14, total summation is 14, that's all. So that's what the sum function. So output is single value. So then average, so average is what 14 by 4, okay. So 3 point something you are going to get, whatever that, okay. So like that minimum is what, that is 2, maximum is what, that is 5, and count is what, total number of values, how many you have, total 4. So these are the 5 aggregate functions you are going to use in your real time also. Without these things, without these things, there is no interview and there is no real time also. So you are maybe a data analyst, data engineer, definitely these things you are going to use. Okay, very frequently you will use. Try to understand them very clearly. So here, let us try to take the entire data again. select a star from EMP in front of you. Always take the data in front of you. Easily you can write the queries actually. Now you can see we are going to use the aggregate functions. Let us take the one of the column. Get familiar with the column names and data also. That is very important in the upcoming discussion. So take the salary column now for aggregation purpose. So here you can see select from EMP. Now what we are doing is I am taking the function sum of salary actually. So we are saying that a set of values you are passing as a input. Yes. Under this column 14 values you have. All these 14 values are going as a input like this only to this function sum. Then output is coming actually. One value is coming. So you can see that. So that one value you can see 29,025 is the total summation of these salaries. That's all. Okay. But the thing is you can observe that here for every column there is a name. But here for this value or for this column, there is no column name actually. Have a look. So column names are really matter, especially for a data engineer in the data factory actually. So these queries sometimes you have to use in the data factory. Without column name, it is going to throw errors actually. So even in the SQL side also, it is matter to maintain the column names properly. So when you use aggregate functions, you are not going to get any column name actually. So you can provide alias names also. So to provide the alias name, you can take optionally keyword as. Then alias name is what? Sum of sal. That's what I want to take as a column. Now if you run again the same query, you can see the column name here, sum of sal. So alias names you can provide. Not only that, you can see here, for example, select sal from EMP I take it. Okay. If I run this query, you can see here, this is what you got. So existing column name also I want to change. So how and all as full name I want to give salary. This name I want to have as a column name here. So have a look here. You run this. See now the column name is salary. So these are the just alias name concepts. You are going to use it very frequently. Okay. So that's all. So not only for the existing columns, anything generated like this also you can give alias names. And alias is a big concept and very frequently not only for the columns, for tables also you can use. In the joins when you are discussing, you will understand that. Now let us take the another aggregate function, average of sal. Average of sal as. So now I am trying like this average AVG of sal. So I didn't given AS keyword actually. So let us check column name is coming or not in the output. So AVG of sal. So average salary you got it. So this total summation by 14 average salary you got. So now here you can see that's what I told. Optionally you can use the keyword as. And every column name try to take in a separate line. You are going to have better visibility. Okay. So please mute whoever is. Yeah. So this is what first of all aggregate function sum and average. Okay. Now let us take the whole data again in front of us. This is what the thing. Come on, come here. I'm going to write. Let us take other columns, other aggregate functions also quickly. Min of sal, min of sal alias name, max of sal, max and of sal. Now I am running this one. So 4 columns you are going to have. Have a look here. Minimum salary in our organization 800, maximum salary is 5,000. So what I am saying continuously here is you can take in single line also like this. So you can see this also going to give you the output. So this query, all the columns in single line or each column in separate line is giving the better visibility. You can see that. So for a developer, such a type of alignments you need to maintain, because you are going to write down the queries, not the 4 lines, 5 lines or 10 lines. Sometimes you will write 100, 200, 500, 1000 lines of code also you will write. That time, some techniques is going to make you to understand the things very betterly. So this is one of the strategy. Please try to follow. Take every column separately, every clause separate line. Okay. So this is what, first of all, 4 aggregate functions, total 5 aggregate functions we seen. Count we are going to see separately, but these 4, if you see, like this data it is providing. Now, your part, you need to answer every small question. Entire data when I take here, you can see from EMP, observe the data, then try to answer it. Okay. I am going to write down min of ename. Is it going to provide the output, or is it going to throw the error, or it will display the output as a nothing? What is your simply your answer on this question?
Mean
Error.
error, sir. Nothing display. Nothing to display.
It will give
Nothing.
error.
Huh?
It will give error.
Okay. Right or wrong, always. See, intentionally why I am asking is, participation is always matter. In your career, in your real time also. Whoever participating proactively or actively, you see their career, how it is going. You no need to talk much, but whenever required, you have to talk. That's what we are trying to make it habit actually. That's what the intention. Otherwise, this is a very silly question. I can keep on discuss. Okay. Come on. Right or wrong, you just tell me. You see the ename column here. This is the ename column. Observe the difference earlier salary column. Now ename column for that aggregate function. Then think whatever you know, accordingly you try to answer it. Come on. What is the output? No one answering. Right or wrong, tell me. What is the answer? Min of.
Nothing,
Error.
nothing to display, sir.
Okay, most of you told error and some
Error,
of you told.
error, error.
Okay. Very simple. Surprisingly, what it is going to give you, have a look. Okay. So I am going to execute it. So it is given some output. See that. Adams. Okay. What is Adams? Have a look. Okay. In this, see here, Adams. This one is came in the output. That's what we observed, right? Why Adams came is, see, in this ename column, names are starting with A, Ellen and Adams only. In Ellen and Adams, alphabetically, who will come first? Adams. So simply, though it is a string column, it is a number column, is it or not? It is a string data type column. Though it is a string data type column, min will work on this string data type. How it will work is, alphabetically, whoever is first, that is going to take as min. Keep that in mind. So alphabetically, Adams is the first one. So he is the answer for this aggregate function. Okay. So that's all. So now basing on this, what we can conclude is min function. Okay. Okay. Let it be. I am going to take max of ename. Now you try to answer what it will give you now. Come on. Have an
What?
observation. Huh?
What?
What? So now accordingly reverse, right? So alphabetically, whoever is the last, so that is going to come in the output. Exactly, you can see what. Second column is max, right? What? So what you can conclude here is min and min aggregate function, max aggregate function will work not just for numbers, is it or not? So the data type numbers and also for strings. That's what the conclusion. Is it or not? Okay. Now again take the whole data. Okay. Now again take the whole data or here itself or come on. Okay, I am taking separately. So you here see select min of higher date I am going to take. See where is the higher date from EMP. So the column name higher date you can see here. So this is a date time stamp. So you have a date and then followed by time. If you apply min on dates timestamp, again same question, error or nothing or something. Come on.
Something.
Higher date by year.
The
Lowest
least date
date,
will come.
Least means what? Latest date or oldest date?
Oldest
old
date.
date.
Latest.
Both I am hearing. Huh?
Oldest.
Oldest date.
Oldest date.
Anyhow, let us
old-
see here. Let us see. 1980 date year. If you see 1980, only one is there. 1983 is the latest. Oldest is 1980. So let us have a look. Run this. What you got here?
1980.
Oldest is the
1980.
oldest is the minimum which it is going to consider on the dates. That's what you have to keep in mind. Okay. Now if I give max, okay, on a date timestamp, what it is going to return. Now, latest is going to become max, oldest is going to become min. So there is something is there. Have a look here. Let me just tell you something else beyond our discussion. Suppose select get date function is there. There is a function get date which will give you the current date time. Okay. Yeah, which will give you the current date time. Current date time is this one. You can see today's date. I'm just copying here. So today's date 21/22. That means 9/9/22 seconds 08 something milliseconds. I'm again running for intentionally. Have a look. Take this time also. Have a look here. So this is the time T1. Okay. And this is the time T2. Okay. T1 time T2. T2 in seconds, there is a difference. Have a look. Date is same, hours is same, minutes is same, seconds is different. Have a look. And in this, T1 is the oldest, T2 is the latest. Yes or no? Right? Please give response.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So actually,
Yes.
how it is worked, min and max, how it is worked, to give the meaningful explanation, I am telling you. Okay. In the system, this is not going to store exactly. That's what keep in mind. This is not going to store. Okay. What it is going to store is, it is going to store in the system is in an integer format, some number it is going to store. For example, the number for this particular date time is, for example, whatever generated, if it is 100, then the time what you have after this time. So this is the latest, right? That is definitely more than this 100. So that may be 110. Suppose if it is 101, that time is actually in between here somewhere. 101. So that means oldest time is going to have the least integer number. Latest time is going to have the maximum integer number. So in that way, in the system exactly like this, it is going to show you, store it. Only when it is displaying or returning to somewhere, it is going to return in the date time format. That's why when you apply min in this 1980, whoever is 1980, that is the oldest. That means that have the least integer number in the system. And the latest max highest integer number. So like how on numbers it is worked. Similarly, here also numbers only in the background, for the front end it is date time only. So did you understand what I told here? How it is, how system is going to store? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So system is going to store like this. That's why when you apply aggregate function, it is taking like this only. Sorry, anybody asking anything? Yeah. Okay. So that's why it is able to answer you on date time also. Okay. So what you can conclude further here, it is not only just for numbers and strings, min and max, it will work for date time data type actually. So 2 data types are completed. Now come to the sum and average. So again take the entire data. Again take the entire data. Now in this entire data, what I am doing, select the star from EMP. And here where you can see sum of ename I am writing. Come on, tell me, ename column, have a look here. What might be the answer? Come on.
Error.
Okay. Any other answer?
Error.
Error,
Error.
sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on, think carefully and then answer. Summation, will it not happen on ename?
Yeah.
Strings.
Multiple names.
So simple, yes. Whatever you expected or whatever you told, that is 100% correct. You cannot sum on the strings actually. Ename is actually a string data type. You have alphabets, right? How you can sum them? So logically that is not a correct one. That is semantic error. Meaningful, not meaningful. Okay. So that's what operand data type varchar is invalid for the sum operator. That's all. So sum, now again let us take another data type, average. Yeah, tell me, for average what will happen?
The same error.
Same.
So simple, it is inference. So some average means first you have to apply sum, is it or not? So that means it is also same thing. You cannot apply the average function on the data type strings. So that's all. So, but average and sum will work for numbers till now. We concluded. Then what about higher date? Suppose date time columns, if you take date time columns, if you take average or sum, anything. So I'm taking here higher date. Okay, come on, what it will throw you, or data if you take in front of you, then try to answer it. Something I told you here, basing on that also you can answer.
Number of days.
Sum of higher date. Think carefully, answer it.
Error.
So you are 100% correct. It is error. So summation is really not possible on even dates. Only min and max you can apply, but summation how you will add. So that is not at all a possible thing. So on the higher dates, someone of course then inferentially average also. So average and sum simply work for numbers. Min and max is working for numbers, strings and data type, date time. Okay. So that's what the first basic about the aggregate functions. Okay. Here count is there. Count is separately we are going to discuss. So that will, which will take 15 to 20 minutes. Damn sure questions. Damn surely you will use it in the real time. So all these 4 you are going to use, all these 5 actually very extensively you will use in your real time actually. So count part we will see tomorrow. So tomorrow after count is completed, group by class we are going to discuss. This is the one of the most confusing topic for many people who are really working also, they are facing this problem. But with the simple examples, with the simple animated things, we are going to see this group by class tomorrow. Don't miss that class actually. Okay.
Yes.
So today I'm stopping here. Hope it is clear whatever we discussed. So tomorrow we are going to discuss group by class, then followed by having class, then very important where class. If you have a time, we will start. Otherwise, next day we will see. And tomorrow, if possible, I will show you the hierarchy of the database actually, which is essential for everybody. So this part we will see tomorrow. Okay. So you can see here different databases are there. What is the structure and all? You are going to get the clarity. And in the cloud side also, how it will exist SQL Server, I will try to show you. That is also matter for you. Okay. So that's what the agenda for tomorrow. Group by class and something hierarchy related, database server related things I will discuss. Yeah. Any doubts further?
Sir, I have installed SQL Workbench. Is that enough for practice?
Yeah. SQL Server, if you install, that's enough actually. So you should see this kind of window. Is it?
Actually, I have installed SQL Server and SQL Workbench.
SQL?
Workbench.
MySQL, I guess you install, is it?
SQL Workbench, yeah.
Workbench is for MySQL, right?
Yeah, is that enough for practice?
Enough. So you see, better SQL Server, otherwise MySQL also you can practice. Okay.
Okay.
Very rarely some syntactic errors will come, syntactic changes will be there, but that is very rare. So, but definitely you are in a position to handle that. No worries, you can continue if you are comfortable with MySQL. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So hope, as I told you, first 3 classes are completely free. So you can start your admission. Already many people taken. So if you like the class, and I told you, don't blindly assess anybody. So as I told you, go to the YouTube channel, go to the Udemy courses, see the ratings and all these things, and see you have attended live classes also. Okay. So then you can take the decision. If you have any doubts further, feel free to call back. So hope all of you have my number also. Yes or no?
Yes,
So
sir.
you can
Yes,
call
sir.
have any doubts to this number. Okay. Or you can call to this number. So to any number you can call me and clarify your doubts if you have any. Okay.
Sir, one question, sir.
Yeah, please.
How can we import this table database to
This,
practice?
yeah, I will provide you that. Just ping me personally right now because group is not yet created. Maybe by Sunday I will create. Whoever enrolled, I will create WhatsApp group so that everyone can share the knowledge and class information, everything. But right now, if you want, you just ping me. Not only for you, anybody. If you need the CMP table or otherwise, you see, have a look. You no need to depend on anybody. See here. Hope you are able to see this. Yeah. So see here. EMP table script in SQL Server. You just search in the Google. Okay. Come to take anyone. Okay. Come down. See here. This is the table creation script. From here, create table EMP onwards to till this one. Not only this, take the DEPT table also up to here. So from here, I am copying it. See here. It is not going up. Yeah. Okay. So take this script, paste it in our editor here. So this is the script. So just only this part up from here. Only this part I have already. I'm not going to run. So you just take this, execute this. so that you are able to see the EMP tables in your database like this. Okay.
Okay,
Then
sir.
you can start work. Or if you don't want that much stretch, just ask me. I will provide this script. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Then let us stop here. Let us meet tomorrow, same time, same link. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. Feel free to call back if you have any doubts. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.